Hey guys, Mr. Waltz here. I'm going to show you how to do the drawing for the nut on the fidget spinner. That'll be the last drawing that you have to do. Um, Now you may be wondering, why aren't we drawing the bearing or the screw? So those are basically what we consider to be standard parts. Anything that you're not designing that you got from somewhere else, then you usually don't have to make a drawing for that. You can just basically say what the part number is or the type of part is and just assume that people can get them. Um, so I'm going to add a sheet in here, and I've got a new sheet here. This is going to be the nut. So go to the title, double click again, triple click, call that the nut. Okay, cool. Finish properties. I'm going to double click my mouse wheel to give me that zoom. So now we're going to put in the drawing here. We're going to click base view. We still want to look at the front, because of the way the hole is, we want to show the hole on the nut. The hole on the nut faces forward, so we're going to look at the front view. We're going to use 4:1 scale, just like we did. Where is it? 4:1, and we're going to change this to visible and hidden, and just drop that in here on the left somewhere, and hit OK. And just like before, we're going to turn off things we don't want to see. So I'm going to turn off the everything except for the nut. Okay, so there's the nut, and put that right about there. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to do projected view. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to make an isometric up here in the top right, and I'm going to shade my isometric. Boom. Cool. So now we're going to make another half section. So we'll go through that again. So we click on the section view tool, click on your front view, and I'm going to put my mouse over the center point and go up here slightly above the edge of the circle. Then I'm going to go straight down, click on the center, and then I go over to the right, slightly past the edge of the circle, hit the green check mark, and then it'll give you a view, and you can place this over here. So again, it's a half section. It's showing basically the piece um, that we made. It's cut away one corner of it so you can see inside. And these are just nice views to do for people to help them figure out what you're doing. Now, I noticed on here on my front view, it's not showing the hidden lines. So I'm going to double click on this. Looks like I made a mistake. No, I was supposed to do that. Okay, no, it's fine. Actually, I guess there's no hidden lines in that view. Okay, cool. So then we're just going to go ahead and dimension. I'm going to do a center mark here on the front view. And then there are a bunch of circles to dimension. D for diameter, I'm going to click on this one right here. That's diameter 8. I'm going to click on this one here. That's diameter 13.7. And I'm going to click on this one right here, diameter 23. Now, I need to do the hole in here, but remember this is, this hole has a depth and a thread and everything. So we're going to use, under the text menu, we're going to use hole and thread node again. Click on this center hole, move your mouse up there, and then click, and then it'll place that hole node with the information on the diameter hole, the depth of the hole, and then it tells you about the threading. It's an M4 threading, so it's a 4 millimeter wide screw. And then 0.7 is basically what we call thread pitch. It's the difference between the threads on the screw. They're all 0.7 millimeters apart. 6H is just the type of thread. They have different threads, like if you need it to be really tight or really loose or whatever. And usually we don't worry about that stuff. That's really advanced stuff that you would do in college. So then what I'm going to do is go over here and work on my side view. I do need center marks on these rounded corners, these fillets. I want a center line. I'm going to pick this edge up here and this edge down here, so I get a center line going down the middle. You can see, you could click it. And then what you want to do, always drag these center lines. You want it to stick a little bit past the edge of the part. Cool. So now we're ready to dimension, and we'll do a fillet radius down here because there's room. And then up on the top, we're just going to do the overall length of this thing. So I'll go here to here, 8 millimeters, leave that spaced out. And then 2 short ones, I'm going to dimension from here to here. Let's go right there, 1.5. I'm going to hit escape, drag this number inside. And then the little step here, just this little guy right here. I think if I go this way, if I go right to left, so I click that point, that point. If it won't go here, you can right click and choose, right click and, choose horizontal. That was dumb. Click that right there. And there you go. That's actually, I think that's enough dimensions. Let's look at the drawing. Oh, one flaw right here. You can see it says section BB down here. This is going off the edge. So hit escape, drag this guy up so it's not hanging off down here on your title. This is a good looking drawing. Last thing to do is save it. And then remember, what you got to turn in is a PDF with all the sheets. You got 4 sheets. The way you generate that, click on export sheets, all sheets. You can turn on open if you want and click that, and then it'll ask you to save it. So I'm saving it as baseline fidget spinner drawing v3.